So we're talking about the cash for college model, and I know that here you say university. Cash for college. And there's kind of this misnomer that if you spend a lot of time and money going to school that you're guaranteed to get a better job or have an easier life. And I want to show you something that really helps people see what university or college is in a different light. So let's just say that this structure right here represents your experience going through college. So the first year in college, you're what we call a freshman. And that's going to cost you about $25,000 per year. In your second year, you're going to be what we call a sophomore, and that's going to cost you another $25,000 per year. Your third year, you're going to be a junior, and that's going to cost you another 25 grand. And then your fourth year, we're what we call a senior, and that's another $25,000, assuming that there's been no increase to tuition, no inflation in the cost to go to school in all 4 years. And at the end of that time period, you've spent $100,000 to go to school. My question for you is, how much money did you make while you were going to school? None, correct? So you've made $0. How much money did you spend? You spent $100,000. Now let's just say that at the same time you started your freshman year of college, you decided to become a professional network marketer inside of Longevity. So the cost of getting started with Longevity is $720, I'm going to call it $725. All right? So your first year in this business, I believe, through my personal experience and looking around at the law of averages, I believe if you follow our systems, that you will probably earn, use a different color here, you're probably going to earn somewhere around $20,000 your first year inside of Longevity. And I believe that inside of your second year, you'll probably earn somewhere around $50,000. And I think in your third year, you'll probably earn somewhere around $125,000. And I think somewhere around your senior year, you're probably going to earn somewhere around $400,000 in your fourth year. But let's just dumb this way down. Let's just say that it's doubling each time. Let's just call this 250. First of all, is 250 a pretty good income? Above average, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if we add all these up, 20, 50, 125, and 250, 375. International calls. We have 375, we have 425, we have 445,000, correct? Did I do my math right?
Yeah. Almost $500,000.
You've made almost $500,000. Expense-wise, let's be fair. You're going to have some expenses over here. And let's say that in the first year that that's your expense. In your second year, let's say that you have some expenses of maybe $1,500. Let's say that you have some expenses here of maybe $3,000. And let's say that down here you have expenses of $5,000. So if you add these all together, you've got $8,000, $9,500, let's just say $10,000 of expenses. So if we subtract that out, you've still got a net gain of approximately $435,000. So you could either be $100,000 in debt with no system in place after 4 years, you go to school, no method to make that money back, or you can have a system in place so that when you're done, you still have your degree, and you put something in place here that's going to continue to pay you over and over and over again. Do you see how kids are better equipped to enter the world? if they got a network marketing background under their belt, a professional business that they've created that's going to pay them for the rest of their lives so they can own their time. Now what we're doing is we're preventing the system from being a complete disaster recipe because the educational system is imploding. Everyone's taking out student loans, and students by record numbers are now defaulting on being responsible to pay those loans back, and it's causing hardship on your government. Governments back the student loan system. And in the US, what's happening is there's so many kids now that are not paying their student loans back that universities are closing down because the government is not able to keep up with the default of the students that are not paying. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what happens with Cash for College. We lay this out, and when we go talk to young people that are in your high schools or your colleges moving to university, we say, how are you going to pay for college? How are you going to pay for university? And they say, I don't know, parents probably haven't figured out. Well, why don't you go home and tell your parents that we've got a way to pay cash for that university program? And the phone calls come in. How are you going to do that? And you convert that into, you know what, let me sit with you for about an hour of time and I'll show you our system for paying cash for college. And they may not pay, obviously, you know, here, it's not going to be enough to pay the whole thing. But I'll tell you what, come years 2 and 3, can you see how that's not an issue anymore? Yeah. So that's Cash for College.